Hey everybody, this is David, the Timeless Runner, back again with another session of Yoga for Boomers, or Yoga for Seniors, or Yoga for Beginners, whichever fits you. It is a introductory session with yoga poses that we can use to improve our balance and our flexibility as we age. And it is going to be low impact, so we're going to do stand-up yoga primarily, and then there will be some things that we do down on the floor, but again, these are going to be some things that we can really do, not some of those things that we see in pictures with somebody with their ankle up behind their neck and reaching for the ceiling while in a seated position. That's something that I simply can't do, and I wouldn't expect anybody else to even try it without risking injury, so we're going to stay away from that stuff. So we're going to start off, as we always do, with some relaxing deep breaths. So feel your chest expand, roll your shoulders back. Breathe in through your nose. And then exhale. You'll feel your chest expand as you inhale. And feel your diaphragm compress as you exhale. Feel the oxygen start to move through your bloodstream. And you can start to move your shoulders up, reaching up as you do. Then as you start to feel your shoulders loosen up, move into a pose where you can stand on your toes. Feel the back of your legs start to stretch out. Want to get everything loose as we can before we get too involved. You can rotate your shoulders forward and then in the reverse. Then we're going to move down and rotate our hips gently. Work on that range of motion. I've mentioned it before, but I do have issues with my hips from being a lifetime runner. Things get really tight, and when they get really tight, this is one of the things that I start to do to loosen them up, going in one direction and then the other. Just again to get them moving, get the blood flowing. Remember to breathe as you do these, because the blood carries the oxygen to the muscles that allows them to do the work. And if you can, then we can get down to the ankles. So grab your knee and just rotate your ankle around. If you can't do that, it's not a bad idea to have a chair next to you. Don't be afraid to use it. Again, we're working on improving our balance and our flexibility. This is one thing that requires some of that balance stuff. So again, rotate your ankle, loosening it up. And then as we do in yoga, what you do on one side, you do on the other. So again, let's rotate the ankle in one direction and then in the other direction. For the flexibility part, with this chair, you can start by keeping your legs straight, bending over, and then again, remember to breathe. Feel the stretch in the back of your legs and your calf and your hamstrings as you do it. It's a good way to loosen up the hamstrings, which if you do run or you do a lot of walking, those get really, really tight as well. Most of the people who have trouble touching their toes, me included, will find that the problem is not so much with your core, but with your hamstrings. So to get down to those touching the toes, we're going to start by stretching up as tall as we can. We'll put our arms out and we'll do a gentle lean backwards, expanding our chest. Pinching our shoulder blades together as we do this. And then from there, we'll bend at the waist, put our arms behind our back and interlace our fingers, and start to push up. If you're doing it correctly, you're going to feel it in your hamstrings, same place we just felt it with that exercise where we held onto the chair. And then go into what I call a diver position, stretching our arms out, feeling our shoulder blades being pushed forward, and the space between our vertebrae opening up. You can then just bend over, grabbing your elbows. You'll start to feel your butt cheeks stretch out, the top of the hamstrings. And you'll feel yourself starting to go lower and lower and lower. Swing gently side to side. And then you can put your hands down. And if you really need to, straighten your legs if you can. And that's a quick way to get to touching your toes. For the balance, the one-legged stand is perhaps the easiest thing that you can do at any point of the day. Again, if you do have issues with balance, keep a chair handy. It's no crime to reach out and grab it to help you along. Nor, if you fall out of the pose, to just tap your foot down and start it again. What you want to do is you want to keep your body as straight up and down as you can. And you want to feel that all of your foot is on the floor. We don't want toes curled in, gripping into the mat. You don't want to have anything where your heel is coming up. Try and keep your pressure equally distributed between the ball of your foot, your arch, and your heel. Now you'll see in yoga that they will do tree poses where they will put the foot on the calf, never put it on your knee, and then they'll hold their hands in front. This is not the easiest thing for me to do. And you will notice that there's a problem or difference with the ability to balance side to side, as one side is typically stronger than the other when you do these. So you'll find that you might be able to do it perfectly on your left side, have really bad time on your right side. And that's typically an indication that you've got muscle imbalance that is going to result in your compensating for it. When you compensate for muscle imbalance, say the right side is weaker, you'll do more work with the left. When you do more work with the left, the muscles on the left side get tighter, and as they get tighter, all things kind of bad happen. So you'll find that your gait is off, your stride is off. Going up and down stairs, you have a preference for a stronger leg. You'll find all kinds of things start to go, in the current term, wonky. And again, the best way to do this is to restore that strength by doing these one-legged stands or by doing some weightlifting. I don't really do any weightlifting, but if you have access to it, you can do that. And again, the tree pose is the one that's most common in yoga, where again, put your foot below your knee or above your knee, but not on your knee. If you have it on your knee, you start to push to the side, and that can cause knee damage. So that's a little bit of one of the things that you can do for balance. There are others, but that's the one we'll concentrate on today. To get the upper legs and the butt loosened again, we're going to do high lunge. A high lunge starts with you standing with your legs shoulder and hip width apart. And to get into the position, you simply step back with one leg. And then you'll lean forward until your quad on the forward leg is parallel with the ground. And you can put your hands up over your head. And you're going to notice that this requires some balance as well. So you want to hold these poses for at least a count of 10. Again, remember to breathe. And you'll start to feel it in the quad on the rear leg, stretching out. You can press your, oops, I told you can fall out of these things pretty easy. Just go right back into the pose. You'll feel it in the quad on the rear leg and on the quad on the front leg. You can work on that balance thing again by stretching forward, reaching forward, and you'll feel a stretch in your butt as you do that. Do it slowly and with control. There are stretches you can do from this position. You can go into it's called the warrior pose, where you turn your rearward foot perpendicular to your body, and then stretch it forward. Hold it again, remember to breathe. And then stretch backward in a reverse warrior. Doing this again from one side to the other. And again, you will notice issues with balance on different sides. Don't be afraid of that. That's what we're working to improve. So we're going to hold the high lunge. Again, feeling the stretches in our quads. Working to extend that balance by doing a slow controlled bend forward and return, and then turn into the warrior pose by turning your rear leg so that your foot is perpendicular. Holding that pose, breathing as we do it. And then going into the forward stretch. And then curl our arm behind our back and do the reverse warrior stretch. And return. Whenever you feel like you're starting to work, take a break. Return to your deep breathing. Breathe in on the up. Exhale on the down. Exhale, inhale on the up. And exhale on the down. And that's today's short session. We're going to try and keep these sessions short to give you some different poses each time. As you become more experienced in this, you can start to interchange poses that work for you. If you find that they don't work for you, there are some tools that are available. These are called yoga blocks. And these yoga blocks are helpful for seated positions primarily, where you can't bend forward enough. You can put one of these under your butt. If you're doing some stretches that require your leg bend in a certain direction, you can use these to sit on to make those easier. We'll show you how to use them in some upcoming episodes. We also have balls here, and these balls are to help massage yourself, self-massage. So a lot of people that I know have a condition called piriformis, and they will tell you to put the ball right into your butt because you need to do a deep butt massage. You can either sit on it or rest against the wall. And again, we'll look at some of these things in the future sessions. But again, thanks for watching. If you like these videos, click on like. And if you would, please subscribe and tell your friends about it. Take care. We'll see you again soon.